We've got a great opportunity to catch up with a familiar name and face in our community, but now he has a new role. We're going to welcome Mark Sexton to Palmetto Mornings, and good morning to you, Mark.
Good morning, Lucas. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. Mark is now the new director for Rock Hill Parks, Recreation, and Tourism, taking over the reins from John Taylor. And congratulations to you, Mark.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that, and congratulations to y'all. I understand y'all have a big celebration this weekend.
We've got 60 years celebrating Interstate 107 right down the hall, and then WRHI is celebrating our 80th season.
That's awesome.
A lot to celebrate for sure. Mark, becoming the director of Rock Hill Parks, Recreation, and Tourism, it is not a job that they just give away like candy. I mean, you really have to work for it, and the legacy that those that have been in your position now, what they have brought to the table is just really unique to our area.
It is, and thank you for that. I've been fortunate enough to work for the city now 29 years, and under the tutelage of two directors during that time, Ed Thompson, who was there forever, did such a phenomenal job and built our department up, and then John Taylor for, I think, the last 14 years. And learning a lot from those two gentlemen have helped me out tremendously, and I'm extremely fortunate to be able to sit in that chair and hopefully continue to serve the community and serve our guests, and obviously work with we're again, the other thing we're so fortunate about is our council and management team. If you look at the progressive nature of that and wanting to provide the quality of services we do and give us the funds to build these great venues, it's all good things. I laughed when they first announced me. I said, I got big shoes to fill between Ed and John, and I have little feet. But we're, as a team and as a community, we're going to work together and get this thing done.
Wow. Well, Ed listens to us on the regular here on Palmetto Mornings. I know he's listening this morning, so good morning to you, Ed.
Yeah, good morning, Ed.
So, Mark, talk about your journey with the city. So you've been with the city with PRT for 29 years?
I have. Okay. I've been in the field for 30. I actually left Rock Hill for 1 year, went to Florence County exactly 1 year, left on July 8th, came back to Rock Hill on a July 8th. Was fortunate to get back, so I've worked for the city for 29, worked in the field for 30. And I started off as a seasonal employee. I'd graduated from Winthrop University in 1994, and I had to go one extra semester and to get the job done.
Happens to all of us.
That's right. I like to say it's because of baseball. It probably wasn't, but we got it done. But there's a guy that stood up at the end of the class and said, hey, we got job openings at Cherry Park. Anybody want to do it? So I made a rush to him. I was like, hey, I need a job. My dad was like cutting me off. You're in the real world now, son. Go figure it out. So I needed to figure it out. So started off seasonally at Cherry Park and really just kind of worked this way through, which I really believe has helped me throughout this process to see all aspects of what we do, everything from the maintenance to the programming to construction, and then the tourism side of it. So I've served in various roles within the department, like I said, all the way from a seasonal to a division head to an operations supervisor and now the director.
Well, I'm so glad you shared that story. Nowadays it seems like everyone wants to go to the head of the class just like that. But putting in the sweat equity, working the weird hours, the jobs that no one wants to work, I think it really prepares you to understand the culture of the company where you work and how to put out fires on your own and troubleshoot on your own. And you have a new respect and a better respect of the people who do that job because you've walked in their shoes. So when someone said, I've done that job before, you literally can say, I literally did your job before. And I think that really helps those in a position of power and in a director's position to understand all the roles and steps that it takes to get there.
I'd agree. I think it helps because you can say, I'll tell you a quick story. Back in probably in mid to late 90s when Gourmet Gardens was huge out at Cherry Park, right? And I would always say, listen, I'll do anything. And I will still today, but I have a little bit of a weak stomach. And you can imagine the amount of trash that was generated back then when the Gourmet Gardens was, just slammed out at Cherry Park. And we'd bring the trash truck in, and it's just the trash juices and all that. Just like I'm like, y'all, I'll do anything. I cannot do that, but it does help. And I think the other testament it means is the city of Rock Hill is a great place to work. Mm-hmm. It really is. I think you're right. People will jump, or they'll 2-3 years, maybe 5, and then they're moving off to the next job. But we don't see a lot of that. And I think we're fortunate, especially in our department. People enjoy what they do. I think they can see that they're making a difference in their community, and that's something that's tangible. And you get to see a smile on a kid's face, maybe first time they ever hit a baseball. Or, I was over at Emmett Scott yesterday seeing a senior line dance, and the excitement these ladies were. I mean, they were getting down, and they're having a great time. And it's just something that's tangible about that says, we're doing okay.
Mm-hmm. We're speaking with Mark Sexton. He is the new director for Rock Hill Parks, Recreation, and Tourism. Mark, how big is your department?
We have right now, well, we're not fully staffed. We have like 2 or 3 vacancies right now. Pretty much all of them are in the maintenance area, our parks division. But when we're full staff, we have 105 full-time employees. Now we will expand beyond that when you get into the part-time or the seasonal jobs. We'll get up sometimes to 150, 200 seasonal staff during the summer months. That swells, goes up and down like a roller coaster. But it takes all that to be able to put on these large events. Like we have NCAA men's finished yesterday. We're kind of in a transition period right now, getting ready for the women to register today, and they start Saturday and finish up Monday. So we have to bring in the seasonal workers to help us keep the facilities clean and, do our concession stands and things of that nature.
Now, I know, again, you've been with Rock Hill PRT for 29 years and in this new role as director just for a couple of days, I believe. But what does the future look like for Rock Hill PRT under your leadership? What events could be here? What venues could we still create in our city? What's on the horizon?
Yeah, so thank you. A little bit more than a couple of days. Started July 1 officially in the title, so I'm almost got my first month under my belt, so without too many scars yet. So, yeah, we got some exciting things coming. McGirt Auditorium is in the process of total renovation. That is going along very nicely. Crossing our fingers, we will be in that building January 1 of next year. We've actually already got things lined up that we have already sold and events that are coming starting in late January, February. So that is exciting. I think it's exciting not only for the tourism side of that and the events that we can have, but it's really exciting for the community. The building needed some repair. It takes that political willpower to make that happen. It's going to come along nicely. The renderings are great, so we're excited about that. You probably have heard about the Lee Street Annex project that is going to, the sports and event center is great. 170,000 square feet of venue that, like I said, basketball, Adidas was just in here. But we are actually not big enough to host some of the events that are having. So we're turning away sometimes with volleyball 30, 40, 50 teams every single weekend. So we got 4 more courts coming for basketball, 8 more volleyball. But the exciting thing is 12 new pickleball courts, indoor pickleball courts that'll be coming. So that'll be ready January of 26. So this time next December, we should be operational in that building. And then the next big project we're working on right now is the next regional park. And it's on the south side. That's probably 140 plus acres. Will probably be built in phases. It'll have a tourism draw to it as well, but also have some recreational amenities in that. We've had 2 public meetings so far for getting input on what we want to have happen in that facilities. We're going to have one more, I think it's August 19th, at the Sports and Event Center. Encourage our community to come out if they have input of what they'd like to see in it. And then we're going to be moving forward, hopefully starting next summer of 25, we may start moving dirt over there to start seeing some progress coming on the next regional park.
And that's a huge regional park, right?
Yeah, 140 acres. Yeah. It's going to be more baseball. I like to say, I try hard not to say like soccer fields or lacrosse fields. I call them rectangle fields because people get ownership with that. And we like to put anything on everything we can on the field. We never, sports world is changing. We're having Ocho next Friday. And who would have thought we had air guitar and slippery stairs? I think, Lucas, didn't you participate in?
We are doing it a week from today.
Yes.
So myself and Chris Miller, we're on a team competing against Ashley Lang and Alex Greenawalt. All 4 of us on slippery stairs. Awesome. Cannot wait.
Awesome. And you did the BMX.
Oh, yeah. We've done it all. But to your point, a field is a field.
Field's a field.
You will find a way to put anything on it.
Yes.
We've seen that with our own eyes. So is that the vision now? Like, we don't want to try to name and say it's only just for this sport because they have multi-purpose now.
Yeah, I mean, we played wiffle ball. Exactly. We don't want to call them soccer fields or lacrosse fields. I call them rectangle fields. The future, like I said, of sports is changing all the time. And as our sales team goes out and starts to recruit some of this stuff, 15, 20 years ago, esports, I don't think that was ever – nobody's talking about that. And it's a hot topic now. And I don't understand it totally. I don't live in that world. But just talk, the way I look at it, if they're going to come to our town, they're going to spend money. They're going to, eat out in the restaurants, spend the night in the hotels. That's good. That's good for Rock Hill and what we call economic development through sports tourism.
And heads and beds.
Heads and beds.
Y'all have trained us well.
That's right.
We have learned that slogan a lot, for sure. Well, congratulations again to Mark Sexton. He is the new director for Rock Hill Parks, Recreation, and Tourism. He's out and about all over the place. While his title might be director, I have seen him out and about at all of the events prior to being the director and since being named the director, and I don't think anything's going to change there. It seems like your leadership style. Absolutely. But congratulations. I know the folks, we are behind you and want PRT to be successful.
Thank you, Lucas.
No
Appreciate
problem.
that. I guess I need to get to Cherry Park since it sounds like it's a flood
Exactly,
over there.
yeah. I need to get to it to stay away from the trash.
Absolutely. I'll drive slow.
That's it.